Over the years, Taiwan has worked hard to attract more foreign talent to the country, but there are up to 176,000 tax-paying foreign nationals with disabilities who are unable to access the resources they need. Disability certificates that grant access to benefits are currently only granted to Taiwanese citizens and Japanese residents. FTV reporter Stephany Yang has the story.
Michael Boyden lies in bed, unable to speak and move. His wife Katy Ho cares for him. She feeds him formula milk through a syringe every 2 hours and medication every 4 hours. She also removes mucus by placing a sterile tube into his mouth. Ho works a full-time job 5 days a week and spends the rest of her day taking care of her husband, who has atypical Parkinsonism.
The thing about atypical Parkinsonism is this one creeps in really, really fast. So we don't have time to prepare that. We still have plenty of time, but actually it advanced so fast.
Boyden has lived in Taiwan since 1989. Before being diagnosed with atypical Parkinsonism 4 years ago, he was a British business consultant in Taiwan. He traveled around the world giving speeches and accepting interviews for major news outlets to discuss politics and economics. However, in just a span of 2 years, Boyden lost his speech, body movements, and ability to swallow. Though his wife is Taiwanese and Boyden has lived in Taiwan for 34 years now, he is ineligible for disability benefits because he is not Taiwanese. Katy says the hardest difficulties they face are the lack of grants, access to a disabled parking permit, and respite care.
I was so desperate, so I tried to call for the 长照2.0, the hotline, and they also plainly said, "Oh no, your subject is an ARC holder, we don't provide it." I said, but I'm Taiwanese, I'm in distress, okay? Shouldn't you give me the transcript, give me a break? I said, no, but because the subject is foreigner, so you deny. I don't need to fight for my husband anymore because it's too late. But I believe there's hope for the other people. If we have to go through this journey, it doesn't mean that everybody should go through this journey.
Alert, like, button, view, speak.
You are made.
With his smartphone in hand and a screen reader, he listens and responds to messages. This is Andrew Clark, a South African entrepreneur who first came to Taiwan 18 years ago. He established multinational companies in 58 countries. After coming to Taiwan, Clark lost his vision. At the time, he was running an export company. Despite living in Taiwan for 8 years and paying taxes, Clark is ineligible for disability certification. This is a case for all foreign nationals with the exception of Japanese citizens, who are covered by a reciprocal agreement between the Taiwan and Japan governments.
I don't have access to something as simple and as cheap as a little beeper that can be installed onto a traffic light to help me cross safely. How much is it going to cost the government if I get run over by a car?
Clark was also turned away by the Taiwan Foundation for the Blind, which offers free lifestyle and assistive technology training to visually impaired people. Clark says his disability costs him on average 70,000 NT a month.
It's that unspoken things that really hurts more than having the disability certificate, or sorry, having the disability parking. It's more those unspoken words such as, oh, you can't have this because you're a foreigner. Why am I still seen as a foreigner after 18 years in Taiwan? I'm an immigrant.
The lack of access to a disability certificate not only affects adults, but also children. 4-year-old Anwen has left hemiplegia cerebral palsy, which means the left side of her body is weak, affecting her left leg, eyes, and speech. She wears an orthotic device to help her walk. Her mother, Megan Hart, is an American who moved to Taiwan with her husband in 2009. After giving birth to her daughter, Megan quit her job in publishing to provide care full-time.
There were no resources available for us, because most daycares would not take a child who has multiple disabilities, or there are certain things that they can't do.
Although An-Wen was born in Taiwan, she's not a citizen and is not able to enroll in daycare for children with disabilities, have access to talking devices, or receive subsidized orthotic devices. Though the family calls Taiwan their home, Hart is faced with a difficult decision on whether or not to stay.
The hospital is not allowed to tell us where we can go to buy one, just out of pocket. And they're also very expensive, like $6,000 per orthotic. Taiwan is what she knows. And we would really hate to just pull her away.
Without a disability certificate, foreign nationals are barred from resources such as subsidies, respite care, and also a disabled parking permit. Many foreign nationals in wheelchairs and their families say not being able to park in disabled parking spaces is the biggest hardship they face.
An NGO called Crossroads Taiwan is calling for equal disability rights for foreign nationals and immigrants. Crossroads Taiwan launched a disability inclusion campaign on April 14th, garnering over 1,145 signatures in 60 days. They also held a meeting with lawmakers in August to discuss the challenges faced by disabled foreign nationals.
We're looking at a number about 40,000 to 176,000 foreign residents in Taiwan who currently are disabled but not recognized. Taiwan is particularly rare in the sense that it simply does not recognize the disability in immigrants simply because of the passport or their nationality.
Crossroads Taiwan says over 50 countries offer immigrants disability certification or benefits to foreign nationals and immigrants that have disabilities. It says that Taiwan withholding access to disability services to foreign nationals could be illegal due to the fact that Taiwan has signed the UN Convention of Rights with Persons with Disabilities.
Not providing foreign residents and immigrants with recognition and care, is this actually illegal? Since we actually have these laws in place.
Although Taiwan is not a member of United Nations, but Taiwan has automatically signed a statement who initiated by UN. Even we sign laws, but in our law system, we failed in the past to pass some law or attachment to go along with this kind of statement.
Legislators Wang Dingyu and Claire Wang have been working to introduce reforms that will be discussed in the current legislative session. The amendments are on the Act for the Recruitment and Employment for Foreign Professionals. If the legislation is passed, it will make disability certificates available to tax-paying APRC holders who have legally stayed in Taiwan for at least 10 years.
Those people who stay in Taiwan for 10 years or 15 years, they pay taxes. Maybe they were teachers. Maybe they are some engineers. So they pay taxes, sometimes even higher than our citizens. But they choose here to stay. When they are old, when I realized this situation, I talked to our Prime Minister Chen Jianren directly. He thinks this is a problem, we need to fix it. Law fix has been arranged into our agenda. So I hope this act can be passed in October or November.
我想我们的法律大部分当然都是从我们的公民，就从我国人开始做着想。
Most of our laws are, of course, first based on our citizens' needs. It's true that much of past legislation doesn't factor in frequent international engagement. There are about 800,000 foreign nationals with residency rights in Taiwan. Going by the percentage of the population that has disabilities, we're looking at about 40,000 foreign nationals. About 40 foreign nationals with physical and mental disabilities have been able to obtain a disability certificate. It will be difficult to handle this issue during this legislative session. It may have to wait until the next legislative yuan is elected, because this last session will be dominated by budget review.
Claire Wang says that voting may have to wait till next year because the health ministry wishes to survey arrangements in other countries before moving forward. Aside from tax-paying foreign nationals who lack disability rights, there are also approximately 700,000 foreign migrant workers who also lack those rights as they live and work in Taiwan. With Taiwan looking to attract 400,000 foreign workers by 2030, protecting foreign workers with disabilities will also be a test for the government. FTV reporter Stephany Yang and Yan Kai in Taipei.